Hey everybody, it's Chris. Today we're putting a power window motor, wherever it is, right there, in a 2001 Chevy Cavalier. How do you do it? There's 6 screws around the base of the door. One somewhere. One here, one here, one here, one here, and I took this guy off. And then you kind of give it a tug. Bloop. Your power window motor is right here, right up near the door handle. It's just got a depression plug. Just push this down, this releases, it pops right out. Bloop. This is your motor. Factory motors are riveted in. How are you going to get it out? Well, get yourself a drill bit set. And what you'll do is there are 3 rivets. One right here. And they're aluminum, so they're all aluminum, so they come out really quickly. What happened? I can't see anything. Okay. Now I'm trying to do this one-handed while holding a camera. Guess I should use a smaller drill bit. Or center punch this. Okay, that's one. You get the idea. So, gosh, I can't even see anything. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pop these 3 out and then I'll show you what's going on. Now, I drilled out these 3. I still have 1 to go. Alright? I believe. 2, 3, 4. But, for safety's sake, I'm going to take the window out. So, mine still rolls down. So I just roll it down a little bit until you can see this bolt. It's a 10 mil. Just loosen it up. You don't need to take it all the way off. And there's another one over here. 10 millimeter. And now you can just actually pull the window out. So now with the window out of the way, you can actually see in the track here what exactly we're dealing with. If that stupid thing will go in there. Anyway, here's the regulator. Here's where the motor attaches to it. You can see that. There's a pivot point right here where it'll go up and down, right? But the motor's bolted to this big old regulator assembly, which we have to remove. So I'm going to take these 2 bolts out and get the cross beam off so I can slide this whole unit out. This is a free floating piece. Don't forget to put it like back on if you actually manage to take it out. And car's off. No power. So let me do this and then I'll try and figure out a way to hold this camera because it's like this big. So anyway. So I didn't see this, but there was another one up here as I was looking at it from this way. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Take your window out first with 2 10s. There's another 10 millimeter regulator arm here. Once you get these out, kaplow! This whole thing, some metal, this whole thing will come out. And this is what it looks like in the vehicle. So, alright. So this is stationary. This is where the window attaches, here and here. And this is where the actual motor bolts on. So if you once you get these rivets out for the regulator and the other ones that are up there, you can pull the whole unit out. Now you could probably leave your window in, but I would not recommend it because as soon as you take this whole thing out, it's going to fall. You can unbolt it, leave it in the vehicle, but you're not going to have any room to work. So go ahead and take it out. This is the passenger side, so I'm just going to not use this plate. I don't know why they even give you this plate. I mean, what are you going to do with this? You have a factory regulator. What are you supposed to do with that? This goes right here behind it. So I'm going to take these bolts off. Hopefully they're bolts. Of course not. They're rivets. So I'm going to drill this plate out too. And, yep. I can't hold the camera. So let me get this off. Okay. So I figured out it's a lot easier to drill from the front side, I guess, of this thing. So I flipped it over. These are tough right here to drill through. It just spun. But on the back it had this nice little depression. Similar to these. See how this is kind of got a nice pre-punch center? So I just did that. Bang! That's the old crusty motor. There's the new one. This regulator is really crusty. I'm going to go ahead and clean these teeth up and pop these heads out of here and clean this up a little bit, and we'll start reassembly. Okay, so now that we're back, I got the old motor out right there, drilled the thing out. So much metal here, I'm going to have to really clean all this off. So all the drill shavings. So fitment, we're just going to plop this down and just slide this over, and it drops right in, and line up the holes. 1, 2, 3, and the one in there, which I'll get from the back. 4, I had to persuade this piece a little bit because I bent it drilling out one of the rivets. So at least there'll be bolts in there. And the kit comes with all the bolts, all the stuff. So there are 4 big ones for the 5 rivets we took out. But it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 here. Sorry about the shade. There's a shadow here. And there's 4 small ones here, which will be for the actual motor. And they'll have little lock washers on them too. So make sure that on the downside, well, I guess not. Come on. It's so hard to do. I need like some kind of head mount. That's the whole idea of this new camera, was to be mountable. Except it only comes with parts to mount on a bicycle. So I'm going to button this up and we'll go for reassembly. Take the whole unit in the door and get one screw started. Now you're going to drop these little bolts. Let's use this old rivet for example. Reaching behind here, probably about 300 times. I've learned that if you start on this one first with the window down position, right, you can get the threads on one. Okay. Plug your electrical in on your motor. Turn your car onto on. Don't start it unless it's like super hot and you need some AC, whatever. Bump the window up a little bit until you can see these screws kind of line up. Don't worry about the insides and all this stuff. If you want, you can reconnect these 2 10s just for some stability. The bottom piece will float around. Get your 4 screws in. Now, these 2, the window has to be almost all the way to the top. Don't put your glass in yet. Get all this stuff lined up. And I used a regular screwdriver because these Phillips, these are those little cheap Chinese screws. So go ahead and use a Phillips to start it and then just hammer down. I did put some Loctite on these just for the, up and down. And this stuff, this is just got that boogery stuff all over it. You can just tuck this back. It's just weather stripping. And yeah, this is for my power lock. Factory Delco speaker. And you can go ahead and put your window back in. Now this window's already been reinserted. Make sure when you put your window in, don't put it in from the inside of the car. Put it in from the outside of the car. Why? Because there's a track you have to get in on each side. What I've felt best with is if you take the front of the window and stick it in the track first, you can then lift the front of the window with your hand through the holes, reach in there and make sure it's in the track, and then kind of push the back one into its track and then get it down, and then oh yeah, look at that. and then you can get it into here, right? Get it lined up here and then here. Sometimes you gotta pull or push this thing back to get the window to come on the bolt, because it likes to drop behind this bar. So put your window back in, and the track, I don't know if you're gonna be able to see it in here. There's the track, and it goes all the way up. There's one on each side. This one isn't gonna show, but that's it. And when you get done, put your weather stripping on, and then your window will roll up and down a lot better than it used to. And then just reverse installation of your door panel. Just pop it back on with the little push-in tabs, and then your 6 screws, and you're done. And I hope you didn't get as much metal in your leg as I did. I only busted one finger, so we're not too bad. So thank you all, and if you like, subscribe, comment, and we appreciate it. Take care.